And starting the bulletin with the top developments from Israel, where an unprecedented 300,000 reservists have been called up amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas war, which we've been closely tracking here on WION for the past few days. Well, in the latest, the Israeli forces have already announced a total siege of the Gaza Strip in a sign that it may be planning a full-blown ground assault in future. Now, this comes as the death toll climbed to nearly 1,600, with over 900 confirmed dead in Israel and at least 687 deaths in Gaza. While in the latest, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said he has rather reiterated support for Israel. Well, this comes as the death toll climbed to nearly 1,600 with over 900 confirmed dead in Israel and at least 687 deaths in Gaza. And like I mentioned earlier, in the latest, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken he discussed U.S. support for Israel in a call with Israeli Foreign Minister Eli Cohen. Blinken efforts to secure the immediate release of all hostages. Well, the development comes as Israel continued with its heavy bombardment of Hamas hideouts in Gaza, with common Palestinians fleeing their homes. In total, Israel says over 1,200 locations have been hit in the strikes that have continued for over 3 days. Now, the Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza has called for the opening of a safe corridor in a bid to ensure the entry of urgent medical aid into the territory's hospitals. The medical facilities in the Strip are overwhelmed with the dead and wounded. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency has also highlighted the dire situation in Gaza, saying that its emergency shelters in the Strip are at 90% capacity, with more than 137,000 people taking cover from the Israeli strikes. The agency said that 83 UNRWA schools have been turned into shelters. And in the wake of these intense attacks from Israel, the Hamas group issued a stern warning. The militant group that has taken over 100 hostages after it first attacked Israel on Saturday said that it would now start executing them one by one for every civilian house bombed by Israel without any warning. In a separate development, an Israeli Defense Forces officer has been reportedly killed in a Hezbollah attack in northern Israel. A second front has apparently opened on Israel's borders with Lebanon, where the Iran-backed Hezbollah group fired artillery in support with Hamas. The Israeli leadership, on the other hand, is bracing for a long war. A senior cabinet member says that Israel could set up a national unity government within few hours. Well, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu had announced forming a unity government earlier. Meanwhile, the U.S. military says that it is sending in fresh supplies of air defenses, munitions and other security assistance to Israel. While top U.S. and Israeli military commanders also discussed the Hamas's attack and steps to strengthen U.S. military posture in the region. The Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, on the other hand, is reportedly set to visit Moscow. An official confirmation is awaited from the Kremlin as of now about when the visit will take place. Hamas bombed Israel with thousands of rockets in an unprecedented attack, triggering a fresh conflict in the region. The Hamas fighter also infiltrated the Israeli territory from land, sea and air, going on a rampage, killing civilians and taking up at least 130 hostages. Israel launched retaliatory airstrikes across Gaza, declaring a war against the militant group Hamas.